Death of a Unicorn is a comedy horror movie which follows a father and a daughter. The father works for a pharmaceutical company as a compliance lawyer who is up for a big promotion. And so he goes together with his daughter to this luxurious retreat somewhere in the middle of nowhere, I think in Canada, to kind of spend a weekend trying to impress his boss. And as they drive to this retreat, they hit a unicorn in the road. And from there on, a sequence of events unfolds in which they kind of have to figure out what to do about the unicorn. It turns out that the blood and the horn of the unicorn has basically these miracle properties, and the rich family who is hosting this weekend essentially immediately jumps at profiting from this. The daughter is kind of the environmentalist type and is trying to talk them out of this. And then the unicorn's family show up wanting to get Young back. And kind of a horror slasher monster movie kind of unfolds from that point on. So what did we think of Death of a Unicorn?
Firstly, shout out to that one girl in my movie theater that was having the best time with this movie. Like, she was one of those people that were adding commentary to it and was literally just laughing at everything that was going on in the movie. And I wish I could have seen the movie from her lens because, again, this seemed like it was like her favorite movie of the year. For me, this was a big miss. This was a big, big miss. Firstly, on the comedy side of things, I didn't find it personally funny. It wasn't sort of my type of humor. And Paul Rudd is actually normally does get a few good laughs out of me. And I can't remember the other guy, is like Guy Polter or something like that. Is normally okay in movies as well, but for me, it just didn't kind of work for me at all in this movie. The story was whatever for me as well. Like I wasn't sort of heavily invested in any of the characters or any of the sort of conflicts between father and the daughter, or sort of him trying to impress his boss or anything like that. So I wasn't sort of emotionally invested in the characters either. I will give it props for having a kind of like unique take on the slasher type of thing with having the unicorns hunting down the humans, because it created some really interesting sort of visual pieces. It created some like interesting tense moments. But I think overall, like even that, I'm giving it praise, but at the same time I was just like, it's a bit silly. It's hard because I'm like trying to like praise it but also critique it at the same time, because I can appreciate it for what it was trying to do, but it just didn't land for me. But if someone said that they really enjoyed that aspect of it, of the unicorns kind of like tearing through the house, sort of stalking the humans in this, I'd understand it. But I think this on all levels just wasn't my type of movie, unfortunately. I kind of wish I did enjoy it, because it seemed like one of those movies where it would have been just like some like dumb fun to have in the movie theaters. But yeah, it just didn't hit for me.
This was a big, big whiff. So I'm a big fan of creature features. I'm a big fan of dark comedies where if you really go all out and show some audacity and really push something two steps beyond the line, I'm totally on board with that. Once I realized what the tone of this movie was, I kind of, my heart sank a little bit because I thought I was kind of in for a bad time. And I think the part where it's the satire of the pharmaceutical companies and all of that, I think that is quite weak. It's extremely on in your face. It does not really tie its scenario to what it's saying, and some of the lines are just so in your face, like you would think like a 14-year-old wrote them. The second part of this is the creature effect, which is when the unicorns show up and start killing people. The unicorns look like complete ass. They're just terrible. They look like something from 15 years ago. The actual action scenes where the unicorns actually start going to town on people are very few and far in between, so that by itself does not carry the movie. And then we've got the family aspect to it, which I think is very wooden and very stilted and very uncomfortable, but not in a challenging way, but in a way where I did not buy that these were family members because they were so uncomfortable with each other. And on top of that, the entire movie is about 2 hours too long. Like it's ridiculous. Like specifically, the ending never comes. It just goes on and on and on. There's always another scene. There's always another complication. On paper, it's actually not that long. It's actually 107 minutes. That felt like 3 hours. So not a fan. This is just held back by weak writing, convoluted writing. It does not take the shock factor far enough. It does not take the joke far enough. It does not really have a clear sense of its identity. It's trying to do too many things at once, and as a result, it does none of them properly. So that's a 5 out of 9 for me. It just could have been something, but it isn't.
I'm in a similar boat in terms of I don't think this movie did anything correct for me. I don't think this movie was for someone like me at all. Weak writing, weak story, weak characters. Wasn't necessarily, too invested in the whole creature feature aspect of it, the unicorns, etc. So, it was always fighting an uphill battle for me. It just didn't do enough to win me over. If this was a scenario where you're trying to convince someone to like a type of movie that they don't usually like, this is a situation where it failed, and it didn't pull me in that direction. So, for that reason, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10 because for me, just nothing worked in this movie at all.